To Hong Kong now, where Chief Executive John Lee says the city's district councils should be depoliticized and be run only by patriots to avoid a repeat of the 2019 social unrest. The city is wrapping up a review which will set the guidelines for how the upcoming district council election should be run. The election is held every 4 years. Deborah Wong has more.
While details of the election are not finalised, Hong Kong leader John Lee said that there will be multiple channels to become a district councillor, though electoral elements will remain. Now, this suggests that some seats could be appointed. The review is significant if we take a look at events of the last district council election in 2019. It came on the back of sweeping anti-extradition bill protests and was widely recognised as a democratic exercise, as voters could elect their own representatives. Now, it was also the last election before the electoral reforms ensured that only patriots can run Hong Kong. Back then, 94% of the 479 seats were contested, with the pro-democracy camp scoring a landslide victory. But a wave of resignations and disqualifications soon followed after authorities required them to pledge allegiance to Hong Kong as well as the Basic Law. Several former district councillors have since been charged with national security crimes. Today, over 300 seats remain vacant.
I will not allow district councils to be the platform to promote Hong Kong independence or anything which is against the Basic Law. I think society will not allow district council to misbehave like that, disappointing them in many regards, because they want district councils to help them to promote the living environments and answering to the consultation of the government.
The Democratic Party had earlier said that it would field candidates for this year's polls only if there were no reforms. So things are uncertain now.
Most, if not all, of the issues that we discuss in the district councils are basically livelihood issue and municipal issues. So I'm not quite sure what or how the government comes to the decision or comes to the conclusion that the district council is overly politicized. We'll discuss about party members, how are we going forward.
But it will be a tricky path ahead, given that the Democratic Party is Hong Kong's largest opposition party.
Though the important thing is that all of the candidates that people can choose will be vetted by the national security vetting authorities to ensure that only patriots are running. For the pan-democratic opposition, they are Democrats. They're interested in these values and also transparency and accountability and things like that. So the question I have is whether they will, be excluded from the beginning, and my hunch is that they will.
The legitimacy of the polls will no doubt be called into question. But Professor Burns said even in the Patriots-only LegCo, there are still some voices critical of the government.
The government is hoping to shift our understanding of legitimacy to results, not to the process itself. So this is a kind of contempt for elections, I would say, and this flies in the face of the traditional way we've looked at legitimacy for all of these institutions.
The polls are expected to take place in November. Deborah Wong, CNA, Hong Kong.